October 31st, Halloween, may have come and gone for you guys, but if you kept tabs, and I said how that was round 2 of the Halloween tournament, there is to be a round 3 since I won that, which is what I will be showing you today. So, without further ado, what's up guys? Welcome to Wednesday's upload. I'm bringing you round 3 of the Halloween tournament matchup. I'll probably list the rules so that, not to go too much into that. Speaking of tournaments, I also kind of want to talk to those of you about the Theme Team tournament, a little bit afterwards, so if you were interested in entering that, I'll leave a link in the description and, just some things about it, at the end of this video. But we'll get right into it, and we'll play that back right now. Alright, I made some substitutions to this. I decided I need something faster that's a fighting type, and something that can't get burned. Infernape fills both of those criteria out, and I also need more stopping power in terms of super effective moves against Ghost and Psychic types, because Alakazam still will be a pretty big threat to me. So, I've swapped out since Houndoom, and I think I had Heracross or Scrafty, something like that, and I put in Infernape and Absol, and we'll see how this works out. Other than that, everything's the same, Drapion and all that stuff. And he's got Latias and Latios, which are not spooky at all. What are you doing? Oh, this drives me nuts. So, I see Latias, leading, and I was like, you know what, he's not going to attack me first turn. He's not. He's probably going to set up dual screens, or I don't know what he's going to do. He's just not going to attack, and wouldn't you fucking know it, he attacks. So I misplayed that incorrectly. It's pretty much like I didn't have an Infernape the entire time. Might hurt me a little bit against Jirachi, but it actually doesn't come too big a play. So, I don't see an item on this Latias yet, so I was like, you know what, it might be lefties. He might just not want to stay in, but I didn't want to go for the Sucker Punch on the off chance that he would have set up screens or something like that, might have been a little obvious, so he probably would have switched out to avoid that. I go for the Pursuit. I do show him Pursuit. This does kind of come into play. But he has Red Card, which is a little weird. Kind of puts me in a weird spot against, Latias, since it brought in my Roserade. I want to bring in my Drapion now, because I know this thing's specially defensive, and wouldn't you fucking know it, he Thunder Waves this thing too. Thunder Wave from this guy is a very popular theme, and, one Thunder Wave is like, okay, fine, I get it. I think he uses it like 4 or 5 times. It drove me nuts. But, it's pretty obvious he's trying to hack me out of the win, as he had done with his previous 2 opponents, and it was a little annoying. But, I get my first layer of Toxic Spikes up, and then I go for the Crunch. Now, the reason I'm able to do both in succession is because he probably predicted me to go for the Whirlwind to phase things around, which is why he went into his own phasing move, or he went for it, rather, to try to phase me out instead. Didn't really work out for him, and he ends up losing his Latias. So, Absol, a little bit of a help here, but in comes Latios. I'm suspecting Draco or something of the sort. I don't know what it wants to do. I would much rather leave my Drapion in right now. I don't really value the immunity / typing on it too much. If I can get some damage off, that's fine, but if it kills me, I'll at least know it's spec, since I am specially defensive. And it doesn't kill me, which doesn't really tell me too much, since I'm not really too familiar with Drapion's special defense in general. But I do know that he hits me with another Draco Meteor. He's going to be pretty weak on the special attacking side right now, which is why I bring in my Absol. I've already shown him Pursuit. He's going to be predicting that, which is why I go for the Sucker Punch instead, and I do take out this Latios. Latias and Latios, having both of them down this early in the game, couldn't ask for anything more. Those are probably going to be the main things I'm worrying about, and Absol is just putting in work. So, here comes Sableye, and I'm kind of glad that Latias paralyzed me, because now he can't burn me. And he kind of deems that, Absol is a fairly big threat to his team. So, he's probably under the impression that I have superpower, for his Tyranitar, but the thing is I don't. I'm running Triple Stab on accident, because this used to be a Swords Dancing Absol. I forgot to switch it out for, Night Slash for superpower while I was re-savving it, because it used to be a Swords Dance Life Orb set. It is actually a Triple Stab Life Orb set, and it actually does really good. It put in its work, it dented Latias, it took out Latios, it took out Sableye. I don't know why he didn't go for Confuse Ray, to get Parafusion going, but I'm really not complaining. It would also really help in case Sableye, tried to recover. I could get unconditional damage on it versus, Sucker Punch failing because he did something else. So, Absol, fantastic. Good job. He brings in T-Tar right now, and I do bring in my Rotom. I believe that was on the Double Down. But I do have the advantage in this Double Down because typing and whatnot, and I see Jirachi, so I'm like, I'm just going to go for the Hydro Pump on the T-Tar. I don't care what it does. But the way he brought this in is like, okay, you know what, maybe he's specially defensive, or maybe he just doesn't want to take a super effective move, or he doesn't want a Spiritomb to take a move. I need to know what kind of Jirachi this is. That's going to be valuable information to have, because Jirachi is just a versatile motherfucker. And would you know, he has Thunder Wave on this thing too. Ah, so annoying. Stop with the fucking Thunder Wave. Do something else. So, seeing Jirachi with Thunder Wave, I'm like, okay, he's probably going to Iron Head me to death. The thing is he doesn't get the para, he doesn't get the flinch, and I go for the Pain Split right here to gauge what kind of Jirachi he is. You know, if he's Thunder Wave with Iron Head and then Wish and Stealth Rocks or whatever, then, you know, he'll be specially defensive, he'll be taking more from Pain Split. He doesn't take as much as I thought he would from Pain Split, so that kind of tells me that he's offensive, but it's still something to have in the back of my mind that he's not as bulky as I think he is. So I go for the substitute here on the off chance that he won't flinch me, but he actually switches out, which gives me the free sub. Now, I don't think he's ever dealt with a Dusclops like this before, so needless to say that Dusclops is going to run train through a large majority of his team at this point. I'm not scared of Spiritomb since I'm behind a sub. He pursues thinking that I'll want to switch out, but I'm surprised that that does not break my sub. Now, I don't know what kind of Spiritomb he's running. I thought if it was banded, you know, it would have broken it. But I think I ended up going for the sub, you know, to see what kind of move he was going to lock himself in on, stall for a little bit of time. You know how that works. And he actually ends up switching here, probably predicting me to go for sub again. I do predict to switch out, or, you know, him not to do that, you know, just go for a different move, try to set up or something like that. Just basically not break my sub in general, and I do predict correctly, because he goes out to his Tyranitar, he's going to take, you know, a decent amount thanks to the Pain Split. I'll get a little bit back as well, and my HP is just going up and down and up and down, and that's the goal of with Dusclops. I never thought, you know, I would be able to use it so successfully, but in this tournament, it's working out really fucking well, to say the least. So, go for the sub as he goes for, you know, his crunch. I know he's going to end up breaking my sub, and he can't dilly-dally along with setup moves if he wants to, you know, Dragon Dance or anything like that if he wants to set up. He's going to have to start attacking me, otherwise that poison is just going to burn right through him. And he has Life Orb, which is really not going to be helping him at all. I think I do go for another sub right here, or, oh, you know what I did? I went for the Nightshade, because after the Pain Split, I knew how much health he had, and I knew that a Nightshade would take him out from that range along with the poison damage, or if it didn't take him out from there, you know, the poison damage would have helped me out, or I think that's the thought process I had, something along those lines. I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. But he brings in Spiritomb right now, and I was like, okay, Pursuit did not do that much. He has Shadow Sneak as well, which is a little surprising. I was going to go for the substitute to dodge the Sucker Punch, predicting that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to die to Sand. This is fucking fantastic. Except I live with 5. You know, my failure to do mental math properly and be even remotely intimidated by it actually saved me here. Because now he has to break my sub. I'm free to go for a Pain Split any way I can, you know. He'll go for the Shadow Sneak. It won't break my sub because I have no idea what kind of fucking attacking Vs he has in that thing. But I do go for the Pain Split, get a nice chunk of health back, bring him down pretty low to the point where poison damage will take him out as well. I think, since I see that I have, he has 97 HP, and, you know, poison damage will bring him down even farther, because he's lower than level 100, which is how Nightshade works, you know, I'll be able to take him out with the Nightshade. But, unfortunately, hacks happens, you know, it's bound to happen when half your team is fucking Thunder Wave on it. Ugh! So, I get my first para here, which is like, that's not that big, you know. I've already muscled my way through a really big portion of his team, and I should be good to go, you know, to take down Spiritomb some other way. If it has Rest, I'll be in trouble. I was kind of thinking he was going to go for it, but it doesn't look like he has it, to be honest. He probably would have waited here. But I saw Pursuit, I saw Sucker Punch, I saw Shadow Sneak. Didn't see his fourth move, but I go for Pain Split here anyway, and the off chance he decides to switch for whatever fucking reason. I get 3 HP back, okay? This comes into no major play, except for the moral victory right here, which, if you were keeping track of math at home, ladies and gentlemen, that means I live with 2 thanks to Sandstorm damage. Comes into no play whatsoever, it just means my Dusclops is better than your Spiritomb, go suck a fat one. So, he kills me off with Iron Head, which is no big deal. It's Rachi versus Rotom. My Rotom is Choice Scarf, so if I dump the Choice Scarf on him, he will either T-Wave or Iron Head or proceed to do both. I will quad resist the Iron Head. If he goes for Thunder Wave, he's locked in on it. And I see King's Rock, and I was like, you were planning on flinch hacking your way to victory, you stupid son of a bitch. I thought that was, you know, like, banned from standard clause anyway because hacks items and whatnot. But now, you know, I have him locked in on Thunder Wave. I've got him by the nuts, and I'm just gonna crush them. Crush them for him trying to do that. So I missed my first Hydro Pump. I would take all the Hydro Pump misses in the world, guys, as long as I didn't get Parahack / flinch to death by this thing. You know, I don't care at this point. I do still have a Roserade. I can sub Leech Seed Stall. You know, if he wants a T-Wave, he can T-Wave all he wants. He will not be doing any damage, and I can just Leech Seed from there. But between Rotom and, you know, Roserade, I have him backed into a corner, especially since he's Choice Scarfed, and that is actually going to leave me with the 2-0 win. So, with that in mind, that actually moves me on to the final 4. This is 8. This is 4, this is 4, this is 4, not this is 8. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed that match, you're going to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I will do my best to bring you the next edition of the Halloween tournament as soon as possible. Speaking of tournaments, you know, those of you guys that were interested in my Theme Team tournament thingy, there was a little snag that came up with PO. A lot of people misunderstood me. When I said you can use PO, I meant use it as a shortcut. Since this is to be a DS Wi-Fi tournament, you are playing on your Nintendo DS's. And if you both have Pokemon Online and you both have your teams on there, you are both welcome to play it on PO to speed it up. This is not to say that if all you have is PO, you are welcome to play just on PO. That's not how it works. You know, everyone's going to have a DS. Or, you know, not everyone is going to have PO, not everyone is going to have a DS. I want to cater to the DS because I want to see some of the matches as video responses, you know? I don't want to see it on a fucking battle simulator. That looks boring as shit. So, that tournament is to be DS only. I've erased every entry involving, you know, people trying to enter with PO. This is to be strictly a DS Wi-Fi only tournament. So, with that in mind, if you're still interested in this tournament, there will be cash prizes at the end of it. You're welcome to check out the link that I will leave to it in the description. I've also uploaded a Penumbra Let's Play episode for those of you that like watching me get the shit scared out of. The link will also be in the description. I have also uploaded a trading card game online long-ass video thing that some people liked. It's actually sitting processing unlisted as we speak. That will also be in the description. Your mother will also be in the description, except probably not your mother. She's probably off busy doing other nice things, such a nice lady. Anyways, I am completely fucking done rambling, you know, throwing links and stuff in your guys' faces. That'll do it out of me. I will see you tomorrow.